is up,
What's
Mr.
up?
Phone Ring?
I don't know.
You talking about perfect timing.
I know, right?
What is up, brother Cody?
Damn spammers.
Yeah, I know, right? Andy Balkan, what is up, brother? Andy's under the weather today, Brian. We got to say a prayer for him. Hope he feels better.
Feel better, Andy.
That's right. First line paranormal, what is up?
What it look like?
Yep. Cody telling Andy, hey, Parafam Entertainment Channel, what's up, fellas? What is going on?
What's up?
Well, everybody, welcome to another episode of The Static. I ain't lying.
You like that, didn't you?
So, if y'all didn't know, everybody say some prayers here for my partner. He's got to go under the knife in the morning, have some surgery done. It's not a major surgery, but he's got a torn tendon in his elbow. He's got to have fixed, so he's going to be out for just a little bit, but he can still do paranormal static, as long as he's got a sling on.
That's right. That's right. I can.
But we got a good guest lined up tonight. This guy that we have tonight, I ain't lying to you, we've known him for a very long time. And he is what I consider a veteran in the field.
That's right.
He's been around longer than we have.
That's a shame, man. He ain't up the road. We ain't got done the investigations yet, man. It's crazy.
Well, Cody says surgeries are surgeries. Pray every time. That's right, brother. We definitely appreciate the prayers. But yeah, Mr. I'm gonna let you introduce him. You know him just a little more personal than I do.
Mr. Mike LaChain. If I probably tore that name up, but LaChain, yeah.
Lachia, we'll let him tell y'all how to pronounce it. We went to Rockingham School, so you have to excuse us.
Well, you always got to throw me under the bus. You always do that.
Miss Donna in the house. What is up, dear? And by the way, Donna, I love the cover in the stories in the magazine. Y'all did awesome.
I'm waiting for my autographed copy.
Yep, me and Brian want an autographed copy with you and Eldon. Miss Mama D said, hey, prayers.
Thank you, Mama D.
Therefore, but sending it anyway. Thanks, dear. Therefore, Brian, Dorothy, Brian is having to have elbow surgery tomorrow. He's got a torn tendon, and they got to go in there and repair it. So he's going in under the knife about 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock, something like that.
We got better at 6:45, and it's at 8:45.
All right. So, yeah, we were just asking everybody to keep Brian in their prayers. But we thank you for that. And without further ado, Brian, I'm going to bring up Mr. Mike.
Do it.
Boom. What is up, Mr. Mike?
Mr. Mike.
Everybody, how you doing this evening?
And so since I know Brian butchered your name, tell everybody your name.
My name is Michael Chiana.
Chiana. We were both wrong.
Yeah.
You got it right. Hey, I've had it chopped up for years, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, my name.
Guys, I appreciate it.
No problem, brother. We really enjoy having you, man. We've been watching you for a long time. You've actually taught us a lot of the ways that we do things by watching your show.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We all can learn from each other. That's what it's about.
That's it.
That's what it is.
And just if y'all didn't know, Mike you're the founder, correct, of the Heritage Hunters?
That's right. Founder, creator. Jack Leg of all, that's me. Started many years ago, and I love history and I love paranormal and how they connect together. So that's how I created the Heritage Hunters.
Yeah, and Mike is actually here in the big state of North Carolina with us.
Right,
fellow North Kakalakian.
Best state out there. Love it. Love North Carolina.
That's right. So you still have your show rolling on Amazon, correct?
That's right. Doing great. It was released last September. It's still rolling. Right now it has over 500,000 views from here to the UK, and doing great. I'm working on my next one. So I'm just doing them in series instead of 6 or 7 episodes at a time. And this next one's going to be really great. This is about Tom Dooley, the legend of Tom Dooley. And I started investigating on that back in 2013. So I spend years on locations before I'll do an episode, and really find really great evidence and different backstories to it.
That's awesome,
It's a
man.
good deal.
Yeah.
What is up, Kev? And Cody said, "Oh wow, old Tom Dooley."
I think they just done something on theirs on the Wilkes County Jail for Tom Dooley.
What group was that?
First Line Paranormal.
Paranormal.
Oh yes, I saw that. Did a great job. They worked with my friend Ray, who's he's in my series. I've been working with him since 2013, and we've got some. We've actually got some names of people that have told us who murdered Laura Foster. So it's going to be very interesting.
I can't wait to see it, man. And whenever Cody and First Line Paranormal did the old Wilkes County Jail, I was privileged enough to get in StreamYard with Cody when he was going over his footage and editing everything to get the episode together. And I mean, it was just they did an amazing, phenomenal job at what they did. And we loved First Line so much. We just did a whole weekend with First Line at the Tribbett Clinic up here in Hamptonville.
Yeah, I've been there too. That's a great place. Yeah, great place.
And we've got some really great evidence, I hope, coming out of this.
Yeah.
We had some really great experiences, I can say, but right now we're still in the review stages. But
yeah, that place is working hard. It's very quiet, and the spirits stay kind of quiet. But we did get a few things, and somebody did get scratched in that second floor bedroom, and it drew blood. So it was, I've never seen a lot of people get scratched, but I was like, and this is somebody I know really well. So I was impressed with that. I was, wow, that was interesting. But we were there years ago when they first started letting teams go in, so it didn't have so much notoriety. So I'm glad that you guys went. That's great.
Yeah,
that was like our third time going, I believe.
Yeah, it was our first time ever sleeping in there.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And we all slept in the basement. And I'm gonna tell you, when we first went to bed, nothing happening anywhere. Everybody's like, okay, let's just go to bed. We go to bed and you lay down, and just as soon as you close your eyes and you start to fall into sleep, you hear the bathroom door slam. You hear people talking up above you, and you're like, oh God, did they leave the door unlocked? Our equipment's up there. So we get up and we go racing up there to make sure nobody broke in and stealing our equipment. Doors are locked and dead bolted, and not a soul in the house.
Wow, interesting. Oh, that is some great activity. Yeah, we've never had the opportunity to sleep there. That would be pretty neat.
Just be careful in the basement because they got some really big cricket spiders.
Moon crickets.
Yeah. Hello, Miss Sherry Brett.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey,
Cody said, "You ain't kidding, Robert."
Hey, Alex.
But yeah, we had a very good time there. I know I spoke to you, and you said on one of your visits there, you were having some pretty good experiences there too, as well.
At the
Tribbett.
Yeah, we did have some good experiences, but we had too many people. There was probably 12 people there, and to me, I don't like to have that many people. It's too much contamination, and and then when you go to review, you really can't tell if it's somebody in the distance or this or that. So these days, I really only will investigate with by myself, or with one other person at a time, and that way I can really keep things, move along quickly and get good evidence, good data, and then we can review it easier, without extra, 3 and 4 people, you can't keep track of what people are saying. So I've eliminated that over the years. I do not do that anymore. I don't torture myself like that anymore.
Yeah. Well, the way we did it this go round, Cody from First Line, he had set up a base tent outside away from the house.
Nice.
And certain people would go in and investigate. The rest of us would go outside to the base. That way we couldn't contaminate anything, and they'd investigate, and we would actually watch because he was on Facebook Live. So we would watch, and then if he needed anything, we're right there on the live. All he had to do was tell us, and we were on it, and it worked out very well.
That's really the best way. That's so organized. That's great,
Yeah. Well, I got to give Cody credit. He's good at organizing, ain't he, Brian?
Lord, we just fly on the seat. We just make it happen when it happens.
Yeah. I've gotten to the point where I'm very small. We'll go into a location with just a few people. 4
Yeah.
people for the whole night. We won't bring in anybody else because I mostly just use core people nowadays. So
Right.
no guests, no public guests or anything like that. So did that for many years. So I'm done with that.
So Kev said, did any shadow people make their presence felt? I'm gonna have to say yes with that because Morgan with First Line Paranormal, she actually was trying to sleep in the basement and she kept seeing a shadow come around the corner of the stairwell at the back part in the basement. And she couldn't even sleep down there. Every time she tried to sleep, she'd hear something or she'd see a shadow person, and all of us was asleep. Nobody else was up but her. So yes, they had some shadow people make their presence.
Oh, that's cool. Did anybody? So nobody slept in like the operating room or anything like that.
It was
No, everybody slept. It was too hot, man.
too hot.
Woo, it was too hot.
Oh yeah, too hot. Yeah, yeah. That's a big deterror right there. Heat.
PWI Spiritual Investigator says, "Hey guys,
Let's
Hello,
go.
you. So where are some other places that you loved? I know you love St. Albans. Where are some other locations you've been to over the years?
Battleship, North Carolina, loved that place as well.
Yep, yep,
And we've done a lot of private locations we like doing.
And
yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you, with PD Region Paranormal, 80% of our investigations are client based. People reach out to us, they having some kind of issues in their home or stuff like that. And we go out and we help them best we can. But at least once or twice a year, we try to pick a big location and make it to where we can go up there and just have fun, no client involved, just us, doing what we love. But we get so many residential cases to us, it's hard for us to do that a lot.
Yeah, Battleship is great. I rented it 4 different times, put teams on there over the years. So we would always do it in February because even in February, the ship itself was so hot inside. So we were like, we had no problem going in February. And I think we're going to try and. I was talking to Taryn about we're possibly thinking about setting some up for this winter to do something, maybe rent the ship again.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnson said, "Where was I sleeping, Brian?"
Where this is where I was. Yeah, the shadows are where you were sleeping around corners and stuff. We've seen it before that everyone was in an event with the rape checks. There's so many people in there. We just stayed out in the bottom. You could sit cutting around the corner as well, back there in the back side.
Matter of fact, you had took and put the music box back there that night, and the music box would not stop.
Yep.
That was the Battleship.
No, at Trevette.
Oh, Tibet. Yeah, Tibet.
Cody said we had a wind funnel going, Michael. That's how bad it was.
It was pretty bad. But yeah, the Battleship is like, me being a veteran of the Navy, I got a lot of activity around me asking questions like I would when I was in the Navy.
Oh, that's interesting.
And asking, requesting permission to come aboard the ship helped out a lot too as well.
Oh yeah, we can you still go in the different areas? Believe it or not, in all the times I rented, I never was able to get to the shower area because they always had it locked off.
Yeah, we got to go to where the torpedo hit.
Yeah, never.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe now. It's been many years since I rented the ship. Probably 2009 was the last time I rented it. So that's a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Cody said, I think she said it was behind me in that corner. That's why I put a REM pod over there on night 2. Yeah, it was right behind where Cody was laying, where she kept seeing the shadows. That is correct. Jonathan says, I'm trying to convince these guys to investigate Connor's Folly. You know anything about that, Mike?
Sure do. It's very hard to get in there. They require that you have insurance, and they come up with a very high fee to do it. There's so many things in there that are fragile, antiques and things that could break. So I think they're very concerned about that. It's an interesting place. You can go during the day and take the tour and do just as well. You can walk around with a recorder and take pictures and not have to pay $1,500.
Yeah, a lot of these places got outrageous.
Yes. Yes, Brushy Mountain is a great place. We went there when they first opened, and they were They were getting 1,500 back then, and that was several years ago. So I'm sure it's up even higher now.
I
But
think
it is worth it, because if you bring 10 to 12 people, it brings the price down for everybody. And you have a prison out in the middle. I mean, it's way out in the middle of nowhere. It's out in the boonies, and it is a very active prison.
Right.
You enjoy going.
yeah.
12 hours. We worked our butts off for 12 hours straight, and yeah, we got a lot of things.
Cody put it on the list.
Brian Coffin Cruz from YouTube saying hello.
What's going on?
And Sherry said, I need to be blue on YouTube to do links. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Sherry. But I'm gonna ask you a question, Mike, that I'm curious about. With you being a veteran as long as you've been in the field,
Sure.
this question right here probably help a lot of new investigators out. With you being in the field for so long, I know you've used so much equipment throughout the years, and you probably got cases upon cases upon cases of equipment. But what is your go-to piece of equipment when you're on investigation?
Well, like I said, yeah, I've experimented with everything that's come out over the years, and different IPC and pucks and paranormal PX devices, things like that. But I've gone back to my old ways, and I just really focus on high-end recorders, video cameras, thermal video, and audio. That's and photography, of course, But that's what I love the most, and that with personal experiences. I don't like these gadgets and all the different things. It's like take a K2 meter. I mean, it's designed to measure microwave ovens and test those. Even if you sit there all night and the thing is going off, it's not really giving you any exact proof that there's anything there. It could be anything. Most of the time, you tell people to turn their cell phones off. Nobody ever turns them off. And when those towers ping, those meters are going off a lot. So, I want to say, if I'm going to go into a place for several hours and spend time there, I want to get really good evidence. So I want audio, I want video, I want thermal. I only shoot thermal and video, photography, and personal experiences. That's what I'm there for. I don't want to sit there and play with gadgets. That's fine if that's what you're into and you like that. That's great. But I want top-notch evidence, so I don't want to waste time.
That brings you back to the best
Old,
saying
so
ever. Old school.
yeah, I'm old,
Yeah.
so I don't want to waste time anymore. I did that for years.
Oh
With
yeah.
different devices, and it's good to experiment with them. I mean, I love the name of your show, Static, because that's how I started back in 1978, with using static off a stereo system and plugging a reel-to-reel into it. Hans Holzer had written an article about how to record the dead, and I followed him. And I had just bought a Pioneer 707 reel-to-reel, which is top-notch, when I was 14. I was starting out as a musician. I don't know why I bought this thing. It cost $700. It took me a year of saving to get it. And so I plugged this thing in. I went to pure static on zero on your receiver, and I just let it run for 2 hours. And when I came back and reviewed about halfway through, I had recorded a man screaming bloody murder at the top of his lungs for help. And
Wow.
we didn't have cell phones back then, and things like that. So and this was not recorded with a microphone, so it was plugged directly into the receiver into pure static at zero. So that's kind of what put me on the path in 1978 to this day, 44 years later. Still, and I love audio. That's probably my favorite thing.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Brian Cody said, I'd love to put Connors on the list. We don't have insurance. Jonathan brought that one up, though. That would be an investigation to where, Cody, y'all would have to say your PD because we are insured now. And Jonathan, it is on the list, brother, and we're going to do everything in our power to get us there, brother. We appreciate you bringing that up to us, and we are going to try our best to get in there. We just got to find out the prices and set a date.
Yeah,
But we
it's a
have the insurance part covered.
very unique place. I've covered the whole state of North Carolina, up and down the East Coast, but through the years, I've focused on so many places across North Carolina. There's so many places people have never even heard of still to this day. So that's great. You want to keep certain, the more of the thrill seekers out of those places because the owners are not interested in stuff like that. They want serious people to come in and see what you can find. Um, but one place that's great to go is the Lake Lorraine. I've been going there for years, and it's a beautiful place. History is amazing. It's haunted. Part of Dirty Dancing, the movie, was filmed there, so it's a very interesting place. And they embrace the paranormal there. They've had no bad experiences so far, and so they are willing to let groups come in and stay for the weekend and do your thing.
Anna says, "Hi, buddy."
Hey Anna, how you doing, honey?
We got one of the
And
books. I'm trying to get a hold of it. Where I got to send a paperwork. Where we actually got where we can get into Cowpen's Battlefield. I just got to send in the paperwork so they'll approve it. That'd be one you can join us on, Mike.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, we need to get you up to Gettysburg.
That's our plan. Hopefully next year we can go to the bash. What
Yeah,
we plan on doing.
yeah.
yeah, we're
My
gonna try
favorite
our
time,
best.
the winter, is the best time to go because you don't have a lot of tourism out there, out on fields and different things, and it's cooler weather. That's my favorite time of the year to go. November, December. Uh, versus summer. Summer's hot. It was super hot while we were at the bash, uh, but still great place. But so many people in town during the summer.
Jonathan said thermals are amazing, but so expensive for a good one. And you're right, bro. Me and Cody's been looking at them for the past 2 days, trying to figure out which way we want to go. And I think we're gonna have to go with the thermal that plugs into the cell phone or either a tablet. I'm thinking of using a tablet because you got a bigger screen.
Clear One is great. It's under $200, and you can plug it into a tablet. I use a 10-inch screen, and I put it on stand. I like to keep it static because if you do capture something, you don't want to be moving around with thermal. It will get all distorted and things like that. And at the Squire, when my friends Billy and James captured this lady right in front of them, like morphing from a ball into this woman, for about 30 or 40 seconds, they recorded her. And, he was walking and he was trying to figure out what he was seeing at the time. So that's why I said, I'm putting everything on a stand and keeping it static so that if you do capture something, at least you got, it's not moving. And, but that works just as good as the real expensive one. And the other one is Seek, which the Seek is actually just as good. I like it a little bit better because it doesn't have an internal battery that you have to charge. The FLIR one, you have to charge it. It takes 45 minutes to an hour, and it doesn't last that long. So if you're gonna buy one, buy the Seek. It's the same price, but it uses the battery off the phone or the tablet. So I would suggest that one.
You was talking
I
about
hope you.
the old Squire Inn. Would that be the old country Squire Inn in Warsaw?
Sir, you know it well. You were there way before me.
Yep. Hmm. I didn't
That's
know.
how I originally found out about it, was through your old team.
Yeah, I don't know. They still let people go in there doing it and everything. I know one time she was letting them come in and do it for free.
No, she's really not letting anybody. I mean, I've been in there since 2010, and she really can't let Back in the day, with your groups back then, you were very trusted people, and
Yep.
she did allow that, and she had no problems with that. But since the paranormal has exploded over the years, there's no way she can have the general public come in and who would sit there and babysit these people at night and keep an eye on the place. And she has liquor there, and the place is so old and so dry. If someone were
Yep.
to start a fire, that place would burn to the ground.
Yeah.
So she's really not interested in letting groups come in per se. If you're more seasoned like you guys, yeah, you could definitely probably
Because
get in.
that place is awesome.
It is.
Thanks, Sherry.
It is. It's so active. But you have to work it hard and you have to stay quiet. And my God, I've had so many experiences of it. That's why I did my first episode about the Country Squire, because I did 11 investigations there, and it took me a year and a half to go through. I had 42 SD cards filled with stuff. So it
Yep.
took me a long time to go through everything. Uh,
So Coffin Crew says, has anybody investigated places in Texas?
I have not.
no, not yet. Too
There's
hot.
a lot of places there I would love to investigate, but I haven't had a chance to yet.
Yeah, I want to go to New Orleans. That's definitely
Yeah.
Louisiana. There's a lot of places down there.
And Cody said that's what he's looking at now is the Seek,
Go
for
with.
the thermal.
Yeah, I have the FLIR one. I would sell mine and I would get the Seek. Yeah, it's definitely you don't have to worry about charging it, and you can run it. You can run it for an hour with video, without having to worry about the battery dying in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jonathan's got a question for you, Mike. He said, "Is your last name Italian? It's one of the best last names I've heard in a long time."
Well, thank you. Yes, Chiana is Italian. I'm Irish and Italian, so I like to eat and drink, and and it means the flower. Don't know why, but that's what it means. And thank you. That's a very nice compliment.
He's in the right group. Then we like to eat and we like to drink.
I know it. Parafam Entertainment Channel says, "I love New Orleans."
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going there.
And then Cody says, "Michael, what has been your favorite place to investigate?"
Oh, there's many. I've been very fortunate to be able to go to other countries. I've been to Spain and France and England. I think England is one of my favorites. I went to the Tower of London and different places there. But yeah, I think Europe. Me and my wife are saving now. We're trying to go to Scotland for our 30th anniversary, wedding anniversary. So, I'm going to be investigating over there when I go. So hopefully maybe in May or June of this coming year, we can do that. But yeah, I love England. I've been to the catacombs in France and Paris. That was amazing to go down and to be with about 7 million bones of people from the past. It's very active down there. And what's nice is you can go down. It opens at 8 in the morning. You can go down and you can stay down there till 5 o'clock. So you don't have to leave. You can stay down there and wander around. But it's pretty trippy. It's a trippy place.
That's awesome. Kev says, "I knew you were part of the Green Army." Oh, Jonathan said, "Camden, South Carolina seems like a place that has great history. I've tried to call the city hall. No calls back yet, though, to try and get some, maybe the Price House."
Has he contacted the Price House?
I don't know, Jonathan, have you tried contacting the Price House directly, bro? And Cody said, "Yeah, I've always heard catacombs are very active in the area."
Catacombs.
Catacomb.
Yeah. Cannonballs too.
What's that place we got to do here in North Carolina? Come up, they want us to do some stuff. Was it Carthage? Carthage?
Yeah, Carthage, North Carolina. They're wanting us to come in and do the historical buildings, uptown Carthage.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, that's interesting. There's so many places in North Carolina. My God, you can spend years just covering this state alone.
Yeah, the problem is letting people let you come in and stuff. That's the issue right there.
Well, that's where you have to do the research and
Yep.
talk to other groups, people like us that have made connections with people. So yeah, it's hit or miss. There's some people that love it, and then there's other ones that don't want anything to do with us.
Yeah.
So that's just how it is, and I think it's always going to be that way. But then when they need a fundraiser and you raise money for them, then they love us. So that's always a good way to go. Try and do a fundraiser for them, because most of these places do need money, and they're not getting assistance from government or the states.
Yeah. And Jonathan said that place is actually owned. The Price House is owned by the city.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you have to deal with the city. Well, I always say then in that situation, if they do day tours, just go and take a tour, and get familiar with the place that way, and meet the staff and talk to them, and that's a good way to get in with people. The more you talk to the staff members, the more you might be able to get in over time.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how we did with Trevette and Nickerson Sneed.
Oh yeah, those are nice places. Yeah, yeah, they're willing to let people in, and that's what's great about it. Brushy is a great place too, but my God, their price is the people that own it. They don't care about the paranormal; they just want to make money, and so that's why they charge so much. And my good friends actually run it, End of the Line Paranormal. They're the ones that have run all the paranormal tours there for years, and they were like kind of, they don't feel it's fair that they're charging that either. But place has to make money to otherwise be there. And they've put a lot of money into renovating it and doing music venues there, and Harley Davidson outlet, and different things, moonshine. So he got paid for all that. So
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Well, it seems like he's been way more places than we have, ain't it, B?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've been a ton of places. I have not been out west, and that's my next venture is to go out to California, and I want to go to Bodie, California, which is one of the most famous ghost towns in California. It's way out in the middle of nowhere, and very famous legend that if you take anything from that property, uh, you will be cursed. And people have brought things back several years later and left notes apologizing that they took things because their life became like total mayhem. So
Wow.
that's an interesting place. And yeah, out west, I haven't been out west yet. I've been all the other countries, but I haven't been, to the Midwest or California. So
Well, if
that's
you get ready
yeah.
to go out west, we'll put you in touch with Eldon McInville and McInville Paranormal. They're in Arizona,
Oh, nice.
and they have
Yeah.
a lot of locations up there that they can get into, reasonably,
Oh, yeah.
and that'd be a good trip for you.
Oh, yeah. That's I've heard a lot about the people going to Tombstone and the Birdcage. A good friend of mine, Marty from Black Raven Paranormal, went there, spent a fortune to get there, and they didn't have a lot of activity the whole night that they were there. So that was very, very disappointing. Uh,
Yeah,
you've heard so, and you've seen it on so many TV shows and different things like that. But I think I just think it's who you bring and how you investigate. I think that has a lot to do with it.
it does.
I'm very successful pretty much anywhere I go. If there's activity there, I do get the activity and I do get good evidence. But it's my methods on how I do things too. I like to stay very quiet and I let the spirits talk. I don't want to go in there and talk a lot. I want the spirits to get comfortable with me. And and the folks that I work with are the same way. We stay kind of quiet. Unless we hear something, we don't start asking questions. And you really do have to let them get comfortable with you.
Right. Cody says veteran. That's right. He is a veteran.
Yep.
And Jonathan
Yeah,
said,
I'm
I've
old. That's
learned.
right. That's another word for old.
Jonathan says, I've learned some places that want some publicity just say, hey, invite the local newspaper to do a story. And that sometimes gets them to say, okay.
Yeah. Well, have you guys had a lot of dealings with the media?
We
And
have here locally in our town,
right.
the newspaper just about comes out and does every event or everything we do here.
Well, that's really great. I've had some bad experiences with local Raleigh news. They will come in, they'll do a story on what I've given them, and they'll take everything, twist it around, and will not even make the story correct.
Right.
And they don't care. They're just doing it for a puff piece. They only contact you come Halloween. It's the only time you ever hear from them. But I do a lot of magazine articles with some really great authors that are doing North Carolina stories across the whole state. I just did one for the Henry River Mill Village, which we rented back in 2020. You've heard of that, right?
Yeah.
Henry River Mill Village, where they did the Hunger Games.
Yep.
That's a location you should look into going to investigate. And you can bring a good amount of people. You have an entire village to investigate. You have about 12 buildings, and you also have the company store. So you can spread out. I brought 12 investigators with me the night that we went, and we spread out so that we covered the entire village in one night. And we caught a lot of things, and it's amazing. It's amazing what's still there. I do believe that a lot of the residents from the past are still there that used to live there and work there. So
Yeah, we actually got one of our colleague teams is working on that place right now.
oh yeah, talk to Calvin. He's doing it, and
Yeah.
he is a very nice guy, but he likes his things a certain way to make sure that it protects the integrity of his place. He doesn't want some crazy paranormal TV shows going in there, and he's had some instances in the past with that.
Yeah.
Creating demon things. So he put a stop to that. He said he's working hard to build this reputation as a beautiful place to go and visit, and he doesn't want that. So if you're interested in going in and capturing what's really there, everything was peaceful and very friendly. But we got a lot of first and last names, which was really cool.
That's awesome. Jonathan said, y'all know all about cursed objects, don't you? Laughing out loud. He's talking about Honcho, ain't he?
They're talking about Honcho.
And I guess that's Drew or one of the ones from DNTV. What is up?
What's going on?
Hello.
And Cody said, "Oh yeah, that's in my neck of the woods. Yeah, he's right over there, close to where the Hunger Games place was.
Oh, yeah, Wilkesboro.
Yeah,
Not far from Wilkesboro. That's a great area, and you can they have the day you can go on the weekend and they do the tours where you can walk around the whole place and take pictures and things, or you can rent it out for an evening, which is it's very affordable. It's only a few $100s versus other places. So where else can you get an entire village for the night?
yeah. Well, they actually do overnights, let you stay there the whole night, or is it a certain time
Well,
limit?
if you're investigating, they'll do about 12 hours. And so they did renovate one of the homes. It's called the House Number 12, which was part of the series. And you can rent that for the evening. It's actually a duplex. It's beautiful. It's incredible what they did inside. They remodeled this thing, but they kept all the artifacts of the mill and they decorated the entire place with different things. But it's brand new bathrooms and beautiful bedrooms and a little kitchenette area, so you can stay overnight. Yeah. And we did that the second time we went back in March of 21. We went and stayed overnight, just 4 of us, and it was great to sleep there. And like I said, we were sitting on the porch towards the end of the evening, and one of our great investigator friends came, and she was staying at an Airbnb down the road. And around 10:30 at night, she said, "Oh wow, I got to get going." And just as she said that, the front door unlatched and opened by itself. And I actually have it on video. And we just started laughing our ass off. Now this thing is latched, and it's an old-fashioned latch. You have to really latch it hard, or the door won't stay shut. And it's just
That's awesome.
yeah. So it's a great place. Yeah, that's a place you guys should check out.
Yeah, we need to get that one on the list for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he likes good teams to come in there, so that's something he looks forward to.
Gotcha, Sherry. Gotcha. Nice to meet you, Coffin. And Johnson said, "I'd love to investigate a plantation because it's not just the main house; it's usually the whole property that could have activity."
Yes, I've done several plantations. One is up in Lewisburg, North Carolina, and I've actually worked with the family for years. It was original 1,100 acre plantation, and we've captured so many things there over the years. And it's pretty much all the family members that from the past are still there, and that's what's wild, to capture these folks, and to have the family still living there to,
Yeah,
it's a great place.
awesome.
Yeah.
Sherry, we answered this question, honey. He asked if any of us has investigated in Texas, and we answered that, dear. None of us have been to Texas yet, but there's a lot of places there that we would love to go do for sure.
I've investigated San Diego. Like I've been to the Whaley House. I've done the the Queen Mary. A couple of things up that way.
Yeah, Queen Mary, definitely. Yeah, we're with them. That's getting ready to open again. I don't know if you'll be able to stay on it. And me personally, I want to investigate, but I want to be able to stay on the ship itself as well. So
Yeah, I stayed on it. Them rooms are very nice on there.
Yeah, well, it's been under major renovation for a while, so I'm hoping it should be opening soon, but don't know in what capacity.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's a great place. Yeah.
Well, fellas, if you don't mind, I'm gonna run a commercial, and the commercial I need to say something about afterwards. So I'm gonna roll this commercial. We'll be right back with y'all. Stay tuned. All right. With that being said, today is the deadline. 12 a.m. tonight is the end of 2022 sign up. So if you want to be a part of that, you need to go sign up now before midnight, wherever you're located. There's a lot of people signed up this year. It's going to be a really great event.
Yes,
Let's
it
see.
is.
Where am I at with the question? Oh, I ain't got but one left. My sound was going in and out.
And what's the is that an event that you're doing down by you guys?
It is the world's largest ghost hunt, and it is worldwide. There's teams signed up from all kind of countries everywhere,
Oh, awesome.
and they get a location, they investigate the location, and the footage will be streamed. Paranormal Warehouse, Apple Box, all kind of different locations through the world's largest ghost hunt. And
Oh,
what
that's
it is, it's basically a celebration of National Ghost Hunting Day.
great. That
And PD Region actually is in it this year, and that is the logo for us. We're doing the Hamlet Train Depot and Museum.
oh, nice.
Going to be a really, really good investigation. Me and Brian has already been there and investigated it 2 or 3 times already, Brian.
I believe so.
Love train depots are amazing. Yeah, that's great.
And that depot has a really good story behind it, Mike, because they actually moved it from its original location, which wouldn't a quarter mile, eighth of a mile, but they did jack it up and move it. And whenever they renovated it, a lot of things started happening.
Wow. Oh, I'll have to come down and visit that place with you guys. That place looks great.
Yeah, you're more than welcome, man. More than welcome.
Definitely.
Sherry
Yeah.
said, I can't join, but I'll be marketing it out like hotcakes. That's Sherry. She's awesome. And, uh, but yeah, tonight at 12, cannot sign up no more, but very soon you will be able to sign up for 2023. So it's going to be awesome. And, Parafam Entertainment says, do you know how many teams are signed up? It's done, by the way. So they've already ended it because I was told it was going to go till midnight.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. What is up,
What's up, Raymond?
Raymond G. Newsom? What's up, brother? Miss Donna. Okay, Donna. Yeah, I think they got till midnight to sign up. After midnight, it's over. I know Donna signed up, and Eldon and Mackinville Paranormal. They're going to be doing the old jail over there in Arizona. That's going to be a very good investigation.
Yes, it is.
And PD Region's own Miss Laura G. What is up, Miss Laura? She is our director for the Ohio division of PD.
Hey, Laura.
Miss Laura.
And Laura's podcast is debuting too Monday, y'all. Y'all be sure to check out PD Region Paranormal LLC or Parafam Entertainment because Whispering Angels is coming back Monday.
You guys got so much going on. I swear.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up sometimes.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah, but it's great. You know, you're taking over little by little. That's great.
But as far as back to questions, I got one more question and I'll turn it over to Brian. And this question here is, have you ever been to a location that you can consider is dangerous or demonic or dark, evil, any of these words that these people use for these locations?
That's a great question. Me personally, I have not. I've been to many places. Um, like I said, I've been to other countries and different areas. I have not come across anything really, really bad. I'd probably say the darkest things I've dealt with was at Brushy, because Brushy Mountain Prison was known as the end of the line. Which when you went there, you were not getting out. There was no you weren't being released or anything, so you were going to be there the rest of your life. And there was so much violence in that prison that we felt it. And when we were there back when they first started doing the renovations, they didn't even have any electric power on the entire property at all. So we had no electric whatsoever, which was really great. Um, of course, we had a lot of batteries and things like that, but so whatever we were getting, we knew it was not anything from electrical systems or things like that. So, but you can feel it walking around that place, and like I said, for 12 hours, and there was so much murder and attacks and riots. I would probably say that's probably the darkest place I've ever been. And like I said, I've been around the world to other places and didn't feel that way. So yeah, I would say Brushy Mountain Prison in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Sherry said when she gets to the USA for good, she's coming up for some investigations. You're more than welcome, and you know it.
That's
Whenever
right.
you're ready to go.
And Jonathan's got a question for you, Mike. He said, "Where is your absolute favorite place you have ever investigated? Your favorite place?"
I would have to say in London. I had a good friend that lived there. I had never met her, but I met her through Facebook, and actually, she was from London, and her boyfriend lived here, one town over from where I live. And so we became friends, and I told her I was coming to London. And I asked her, she said, "Well, what would you like to do?" I said, "Take me to your most haunted location." And she took me to this gin palace, which was an old tavern. It was 4 stories, and in the basement were prison cells because the prison was across the street, and under all the streets were cells. And we went there at 10 o'clock in the morning. And of course, I brought all my equipment with me, and we were just taking a tour. And I captured more things in that location within an hour or two than any other place. And the first floor was the gin palace, second floor was the opium den, third and fourth were the bordellos. And there's still working women there to this day um, in spirit form that I captured saying things to me very derogative
I
on my
know the feeling.
Wow.
yeah, and very interesting. I said, man, what a hell of a place to hang out back in the 1800s. Had
Yep.
everything under one roof. But even in the prison cells in the basement, we were down there by ourselves, and I asked, "Were you falsely accused?" And I just asked any spirit that might have been there, and I had a lady with a British accent say, "Murder, he wouldn't let me go," and it was
Wow.
in a British accent, which was so cool, and yeah, really neat. That's one of my favorite locations. But I love Gettysburg. To here in the United States, Gettysburg is one of my favorite places to keep going back to because it's an entire town that's haunted, and I've caught more things in town than on the battlefields itself. So, so that's something that's rare too, because most people go out to the battlefield and catch a lot of stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I love Gettysburg. And I'll just keep going, but I think I've been there 11 times already. So I'll definitely keep going. Hoping to go back in October, and I'm filming my episode for the show, for the series, for the Gettysburg. Actually, you've heard of the Jenny Wade House.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny Wade House. I went on a day tour. Like I tell people, go on the day tour. Spend the $7. Go on the little day tour. Take the camera. I walked into the one bedroom where her sister had just had a baby, and there was a mirror on the wall. And I took one shot. The first shot I took, my buddy was standing next to the mirror, and in the mirror, through the mirror, you can see Jenny Wade's portrait over the fireplace. Well, coming out of the portrait is a woman's head, and she's coming out and she's looking directly at me when I captured it with that photo. So it's an amazing shot. It'll be on the show. I've showed it to all the historians and all the experts in Gettysburg. Everybody's flipping out over it, and they can't believe it. So that's why I say take these little day tours. You don't have to always try and get into a place to investigate for a night. Um, just do the little day tour, snap a lot of shots, and take your recorder with you. You never know what you'll get on some of these little tours.
Raymond said, "I'm just excited about my latest idea, man." Yeah, Raymond gave me a good idea. I'll run it. I told him I'd run it by PD in our next meeting. But yeah, I can't wait to tell y'all about that one, Brian. And PIMP Paranormal, Mr. Jason, what is up, PD?
Help.
What's going on, brother? Glad to see you in the chat tonight. Jonathan says, "Is there a place you would never go back to?"
Hmm. Um, Not really. I really research. I really research the places I go. I just don't go to any place. I like to research it, and I like to make sure that there's a lot of paranormal history and activity from other groups going there over the years. Um, if I'm going to a place that um, I'm researching. like you, I like to do a lot of places that have never been investigated before. That's my
Right.
favorite. And I have a lot of opportunity. I've been lucky over the years to get in with owners and things that have never had teams come in, and we've gone in and improved what was there to them. So that's my favorite. But yeah, I've been pretty lucky, and like I said, there aren't too many places I would not go back to. I've been to St. Albans. I didn't have a lot of experiences at St. Albans when I went. Um, I wanted to ask you guys, because I know you've been there a lot. Have you ever brought teams there that were good teams and but good investigators, and then when you get there, they totally lose it and they start acting weird and things like that? Have you ever had that happen?
I can't say that I have.
I know we had some skeptics go with us before. They didn't believe in stuff. When they left there, they wasn't skeptic anymore.
Right.
And also, I
Well,
think too, there's so many teams that go through that place. I think sometimes depending on how the team was that was in there before you, that's how you'll get the reactions when you come in. They could have come in and just been straight up buttholes and everything
yeah,
you go in there, you're going to be negative. But like I said, St. Albans is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get every time you go in there. It could be
definitely
peaceful one
amazing.
time and
And they
different
don't
the next.
they don't have it laid out when they tell you, they don't give you a good layout of it. So if you don't know where you're going, you will be in circles. But I had brought a lot of people there this one time, and I had trained them for several years, and they were good investigators. And when I went, they totally lost it, all of them. They weren't listening. They were running all over the place. They were acting out, and I was like, I definitely felt that something was going on with these people because I had worked with them for 4 years, and they had never acted like this before. So I didn't know if it had something to do with the place maybe affecting them. I think it spooked them. I really do think that they had not been to a place like that before.
Yeah.
That was pretty serious as far as the spirits that are there, and I think it got to them, and they sort of
Yeah.
burst. And after that, that was I had run a public group, Raleigh Paranormal, for many years. I still own it, and I used to train the public, and I would take them on places. And after that, I was like, I'm done because I spent so much money going there and investigating and this, and they all just were not, something happened to them. So I was like, wow, this is weird. So maybe that's the place I wouldn't go back to,
Right.
because of that experience. But it's funny, you didn't get a lot of evidence that night, and after everybody left the property and we locked the building, I went around the back where the doors are, and I took 2 or 3 shots, and I caught a fireball coming out of one of the windows. It was half in the window and half outside, and it was contorting in like 10 or 15 different directions, and it was a fireball coming straight out through the window, and I caught it on photo. So I was like, well, hey, I didn't catch anything else the whole night. I got that. I was very happy. But it was almost like the energy there was like looking like, hey, where did everybody go? You know?
Yep.
You
Well, Raymond said he was investigating in parking lots in Gettysburg and getting evidence.
Gettysburg, I've got, you can go anywhere in Gettysburg. We've had things happen at restaurants and Gettysburg College on the campus there. I love wandering the town at night and rolling with my equipment and stuff and the battlefield. I haven't captured a lot of things on the battlefields over the years. Maybe other people have, but I haven't. And I've always captured these really great things in town. So I always feel that the spirits, maybe they don't want to hang out on the battlefield. Maybe they want to hang out where the people are. And
That's it.
And so that's how I always felt. And so, like I said, when I hit the town at night, I capture some, and even on tours, I'll take some of Mark Nesbitt runs a really great tour there, and I've been on his tours and I've caught amazing things while on tour with them walking the streets. So yeah, I'm big at I definitely tell people to take tours. Take towards the back of the group and wander around a little bit and take pictures, and you just never know what you get.
Yeah, Jonathan said he went did a night tour at the Jenny Wade house, and very somber feeling there, especially downstairs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we rented the Jenny Wade. They'll rent it to you for 2 hours at a time. It's about $200. But the problem with that is on the main street right there is so much noise because people just like motorcycles and cars zoom up and down all night long. So while you're investigating, you're getting all that contamination. So it makes it really hard to capture things there. but like I said, I went on the day tour that one time, and I got a woman coming out of the mirror. So hey, that's that take the tour.
Well, anybody that's interested in contacting or reaching Mike, I got his link for his Facebook group page in the description. And you can also go to Amazon Prime and you can get his channel, Heritage Hunters, and watch his show. It's amazing. Me and Brian has been watching it for a long time.
Thank you.
We've been keeping up with him for a while. He's an amazing investigator, and we consider one of the veterans and our elders, one of the guys that we've looked up to since we started.
Thanks, guys.
So anybody interested in contacting with him, he's an open book. He will answer you. He will talk to you. He is a great guy. Reach out to him.
All about sharing.
And that's it. Any other links that you have where people can contact you other than your group page?
You can find me on Facebook, the Heritage Hunter Society. That's its own page. Then Michael Chiana. That's also the Heritage Hunter. I also have a Journey Through the Past Facebook page. That's where the show is. And you can also find me on Amazon Prime, Journey Through the Past, and you can watch the show. And like I said, I really appreciate everybody watching it. It's real, it's raw, it's not overly produced. I created it, I wrote everything, I filmed everything, I edited everything solo. So it took me a long time, and this is not my profession. And over the years, I've had to learn a lot of things, and so it's really a labor of love. But the evidence from the Country Squire Inn is amazing. There's many spirits that we captured, many photos, many EVPs. We have a thermal video of a lady in the bar wine tasting area that is amazing, and so please watch it and enjoy it.
Jonathan said, "Hope to really investigate with us one day." We are definitely going to try to book something to get you investigating with us, whether if we have to come to your territory or you come to ours. Either way,
That's right.
Yeah.
That is it. And don't forget tonight, first episode of Parafam Roundtable will be at 9 p.m. on Parafam Entertainment with some huge announcements and what's going on with the Parafam family. That's going to be a good show.
Sounds great.
But other than that, Brian, any last questions for Mr. Mike?
No, he's answered all of them, man. Just glad to finally get to talk to him, still on Facebook.
That's it,
Me and
man.
Brian have known each other many years, and God, what was the first team? Was it East Coast?
I started off with somebody out of Sanford, Sand Hills Paranormal Investigations. It's called Spin, and it was East Coast Paranormal.
East Coast, right? That's right. And God, you guys did a lot of investigating back then, and then, several other groups. I'm so glad that you've built the PD family and doing so well. You've all your hard work has really paid off.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Robert's done a great job too. Looking forward to connecting with all of you and all the family members. Yeah, you're doing great work here.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.
It's like Brian said. Brian's famous statement since day one has been one mission, and that's the truth.
That's right. That's right. You can't lie about the truth.
That is right.
And it shows. It shows in your work. There's so many people out there that have different agendas and egos and things like that, and they can just keep doing what they're doing, and we'll just keep doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sherry Brett said, "Awesome guest, great, awesome show."
Thank you, Sherry.
Yeah, we are honored to have you on the show, man. I'm so glad you accepted the invite.
Thanks for having me on. It's been a lot of fun. I look forward to coming back again sometime, and definitely want to work with you guys. We all need to get
Yeah, Jonathan just made a good point. Para Family Reunion 2023. Hope you're there. We are going to throw a big shindig in 2023 for all of our colleagues and associates and teams that we work with and associate with, and we would love to have you there.
That's right. Beer, barbecue, and ghost.
That's it. We're going to fire the smokers up, get us a little something to drink, and just have a great time.
That sounds great.
But
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to everything you're doing.
we
Oh yeah.
appreciate it too, brother. Brian, any last words before we end it, brother?
Stay classy, people.
And
That's
Brian,
right.
good luck with your surgery tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
I'm praying for you.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Everybody tune in at 9 p.m. We will be live with the round table. Appreciate it.